You heard the saying that change is a constant. Well, consistency is also a constant. The more things change, the more the essential things stay the same. See, what's changing all the time is not, always the thing itself, just the appearance of it. Take, for instance, travel, speedy travel. Okay, you have the difference between a horse and a car. While we changed from horses to cars, and there was a constant change from the horse to the chariot to wagons to cars to powered vehicles by gas to being powered by hydraulics. Some are powered by solar energy. Some are powered by hydraulics, water, electricity. These things are constant. These changes are constant. But what is also constant is the consistency of speedy travel. While it continues to upgrade, essentially, it's about being able to travel quickly. And communication, same thing. Essentially, what is constant is the consistency to communicate. But what is also constant is the change in the upgrading and in the appearance of the communication. The more things change, the more things essentially stay the same. While we're being able to communicate with each other a lot quicker, a lot easier, at the same time, speedy communication and easy and effortless communication was always a constant because things like telepathy were always in existence. What we have now is technology that can, in many ways, with the help of AI, aid and assist telepathy, because you have these correlations due to the information that is being collected about us, our data about our moves, and we can get that kind of consistency. We can get the feedback loop handed back to us technologically. And this is like a form of telepathy. This is like a form of magic, because essentially the constant is change, because these things are changing, upgrading. Technology is getting smarter. The programs, the algorithms, all of these things are changing. But essentially, the feedback loop and the manifestation, that underlying principle is still the same. Essentially, the foundation of it is still speedy communication and a synchronistic existence. These things, with whether we have technology and at a time when we didn't have technology, these things were still true. Whether you communicated to a person with a dream, with a letter, a message in a bottle, a message by horse, a message by camel, then it became by mail, then it became electronic mail, and so on. And it's even to the point now where the technology, the literal machinery is going in people's bodies now. So what can happen after that? If you go further than that, wouldn't you just naturally turn the man into a machine? Wouldn't you be a retelling of C.S. Lewis's book, That Hideous Strength, when at the end of it, it was just the power heads. They were literally talking to a head, like a literal robotic alternative life-filled head with his own life force, etc. It's like that. It's like that author said, and many of the authors are really, they take the position of like lead programmers, and a lot of what they write is what ends up happening. You could take certain movies from James Cameron, and you can see society like being molded to that. You can see us in a form of Skynet, for existence. For example, you can watch movies like X-Men, and you can see, all kinds of phenomenon being talked about that correlate with these things. So are the movies real or are they not? Are all the movies based on true stories, whether those stories have happened or not? Maybe all of this is true. Maybe all of this is false. But whatever the case, both things will be constant because that duality will always be there. There will always be that push and that pull. There will always be that attraction and that repulsion. There will always be that addition and subtraction. You'll always have this balance to figure out where you are on the scale. Even when you go to higher levels, even in what they talk about with higher realms, you still have angels, demons. No matter how high up or how low you go, you're still going to have that duality, which means you're still going to have free will. So there was never a time when we didn't have free will, but there was never a time when we weren't confined to certain parameters of existence based on our limitations behind this free will also. We're free to know and we're free not to know. We're free to be free and we're also free to be enslaved. So both things are constant at the same time. So you have to be constant also.